Haja. So, for those of you who do know or don't know, I work a lot with dog waste composting, and figuring out more efficient ways to deal with it than just putting it into the garbage and sending it off to the dump, or leaving it on the side of a trail, because that's no good. So, I'm going to make a little picture, because I don't want to put dog waste on camera, but in there is my dog waste greenhouse operation. I'll make a short diagram about that I'm going to put up at my next little booth, so that I can explain to people what I'm doing with a picture instead of just my words, because that's much easier. And then over here, through my willow path that I need to weed, is a green cone that you can see. And this, in Western Washington, it's not as efficient. I would open it. There's dog waste inside there, but you probably don't want to look at it. It just opens like this. I didn't screw this one down because it's not on a professional property, it's just on mine. And the way that's supposed to work is you put the dog waste in there, you put, other food scraps in there, and you add some bacteria and water, and they eat it, and the green cone has a black lining in it that traps the heat from the sun, and it allows the dog waste to get so hot that it kills the bacteria inside. Not just the good bacteria, but the E. coli, the MRSA, stuff like that. But what I've done is I just did that on a larger scale, and it doesn't actually have access to the dirt. It's on top of tarps, so that the dog waste never actually touches the dirt, because until the E. coli and the MRSA are killed, I don't want it getting into the soil. But I will make a diagram about that. So this is how I do dog waste composting. First, I pick it up from people's houses or from businesses, and they can either have me pick it up from the ground, or they can put it into a bin, and I'll take that. Then I bring it over to my farm, where I have a greenhouse. It's 10 by 20 feet. It's got little aeration pockets on the side. It has a double layered blue tarp on the bottom and a single layered black tarp on the top. And what this does is the greenhouse focuses the sunlight, because we don't get a ton of sun up here. And the black tarp, it holds the heat in. And then these two blue tarps on the bottom just prevent the dog waste from touching the soil, because I don't want that to happen, because it's toxic. And over here, this is what is inside the tarps. So we have the black tarp on top, blue tarps on the bottom, and then we have nitrogen containing materials, carbon containing materials, the dog waste, and then I introduce Bacillus subtilis, or Bacillus subtilis, however you pronounce it, proteinase, and lipase. And these all are layered together, and they heat up, and the heat kills the pathogens in the dog waste. But what we need to kill the pathogens is 145 degrees Fahrenheit. I believe it can be 130 or 135 Fahrenheit, but just to be safe, I do this, and then time. So it's going to take at least 3 weeks, probably more like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, especially in the winter up here when it's cold and only the things in there are hot. It's going to take a while, but in the summer it takes less time. And then every so often we need to stir it, because things will cool down, the reactions will be little pockets, and the stuff on the edge won't have reactions happening in them because they're just not hot enough. So I just take a little mulch rake and mix it around, and as soon as it cools down where I can't get it up to temperature anymore, I just let it sit, and by that point it's probably compost. It takes a while, but it gets there. And from there, you can either move it to a percolator, which is just a series of gravel, coarse sand, gravel, and then a biofilter. And that goes underground. There are holes in the sides of this that allow worms to come in and eat everything, and it just turns into dirt and water. Over here, you can use it as potting soil for non-edible plants. I like to use marigolds because they're good pest controllers. And you don't technically have to do all of the composting first, but I like to be safe, so why not? And then Battery City Park Authority in New York uses the dog waste compost as soil for median plantings, also non-edible plants, but this is not yet done in Whatcom County, and it is currently against regulations, so I don't do that. But that's it. It's pretty simple. It just takes a while.